Well, that was a lot of fun. Oh, video diary. Um, it is 2:06 a.m. and I'm up. It's Friday. Um, I just broke some rules. I had some rules about not recording and making music late at night, but hey, we're in shelter in place, so it's timeless. Teaching me how to live more in a timeless state. Um, Working like the last 6 months has really been a different change in my life. I've been taking music lessons and making music, which is something I've been wanting to do forever, for like 10 years. And I just always had this idea. Like, I always liked to write and I always liked to rap and I always did spoken word and I like to do poetry. I'm not going to tell you the whole story of how I got into medicine, but it was just something that I always did to fulfill my soul. And it felt like it made me better at what I did in medicine, whether I was doing massage therapy and then I went and got my master's in Chinese medicine and now also doing acupuncture and doing body work. It was just something that I like to do because it turned my cells on. It made me excited, made me happy. And now I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And the last 4 hours I spent recording, and I was like a breakthrough moment for me. I've been doing all my recording in like the morning and or in the daytime, and I always had this rule like, hey, don't record at night because you'll stay up all night and da da da. And I know Snoop Dogg, like that's what you do. Um, a lot of times in the studio, but it's this is like I have a usually I'm like teaching and seeing patients and very much on a schedule, on have daily habits, daily routine, not necessarily habits. I have habits, um, but more of a routine. Um, and there's this. I don't know his last name, but I just want to put his name in this video. His name's Yuvi. He maybe I'll put his YouTube channel in the comments. Um, he is I don't know him at all. Just was introduced to his stuff by my music teacher, and he's a computer programmer, and he writes books and he does music and he has a daughter, and he made this YouTube channel video about how did he write his book by being so busy, like doing um, you know working full time as a computer programmer, being a dad, being and other things that he has going on in his life. And he talks about how he would just kind of chip away, and then at these little moments, he would find time to go away for like 5 days. I'll put the link in the video, the link in the comments. Um, and that's kind of I feel like you know a great way we can all think about um, being creative. I think a lot of times we think it has to be this grand, big, exciting thing. And I know this seems exciting, I got a microphone and doing this thing. Yeah, it is exciting. But I got a text message earlier today from my music teacher Joey Helperson that said, "Hey, dude, don't go for perfection." He's like, "This is not you're not like this is your first project. Like you're not trying to create the Mona Lisa right now or do anything big grand. Like you just get it done. You don't you get until Sunday and then we're doing post. Like you're not gonna try to make it perfect with all the recordings. And I feel like that gave me this relaxation tonight where I was able to just like be with it and flow, because I was just having fun because I had his voice in the back of my head going like, this doesn't have to be perfect, man. Like, take a risk, do weird things. Um, and yeah, I'm a night owl. I like the night. I've always enjoyed the night. I've always enjoyed the stillness. I know that doesn't align with my Chinese medicine philosophies of getting to bed before 11 a.m. so my gallbladder, 11 p.m. So my gallbladder can do its job in my liver. Chinese medicine, folks, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was my night. I spent the last 4. And the one other cool thing that happened when I was doing it is my dad. He was text messaging with the train between my two brothers, Devin and Derek, and yeah, we're the 3Ds. What up, Devin, Derek, Dusty? Pretty cool. And they had this big long text about stuff, and I wasn't responding because I was recording. And then after I'd done this like marathon of like doing a bunch of takes over and over again and just like having fun, like just vibing, and I looked at my phone, and my dad had just sent a text that was like, "Oh, I bet Dusty's recording." Oh, and I was like, "Dad, way to go! I totally was." And I sent them like some videos of like previews of what I was doing, and it was so cool too to hear my dad. You know, he was giving me reflections about what he sees that I've been doing with social media, and he's like, you know, it's so cool how you're being vulnerable and sharing yourself and being honest, and yeah, I just take that in, like, wow, it's so cool to have a dad that being that supportive. And I just realized how privileged I am to have parents like that love me so much. And you know, I have a little one coming in like a month, and maybe that's why I'm up at 2:13 a.m. Working on creative projects, because I'm gonna slow way down. Look at these chords; they're being like spaghetti noodles. It's late. I can be silly. I am pretty silly. I know it may not seem that way, but I'm pretty silly, dude. Okay. I think that's all I have to say. I thought I was going to be recording a whole bunch tomorrow, but I'm going to take it easy because I got a whole bunch done tonight. I can just like drink some coffee and like be present with my partner. I'll do that instead. Okay. Namaste. Now go play.